Hello everyone, welcome back to MixbusTv. Hope you're having a great day. Another round of rapid fire Q&A. You guys like this series so much, so we're gonna keep doing it. Keep coming with the question. And before we start, check the info box down below for all my mixing courses, incredible discounts and deals on plugins. And if you want to support the channel, we have some t-shirts down there. Grab one. Let's get to the question. Trent Miller, assuming your room is properly treated and have great converters and great monitors, are hardware EQs the most important tool for mastering? Top engineers seem to have a couple of EQs, transparent and color, at least one compressor, and something for color even if it doubles as their compressor. So first of all, when you do mastering as a professional, with that is your job, you want options, because you never know what track you're gonna receive. And so you need more units. Doesn't mean that if you have 5 units or 6, you're gonna use all of them all the time. It's very common that you use maybe 1 or 2. You want in a professional environment, whether it's mixing or mastering, I think one of the main priorities is to have versatility because of this. So a home studio guy works most likely on his stuff, so one genre or maybe a couple of friends in the same genre, so it can be a little more specific on what it gets, because it's not gonna receive, if he works on, if he makes EDM, it's not gonna work on a metal track, okay, and vice versa. So in a professional mix or mastering engineer needs to be ready to master or mix anything. So you get units that can cover most ground because gear is expensive. So we pick units that are versatile and can work on a lot of material. The choice of, for example, a clean EQ or a broad curved EQ and a colored EQ makes sense, because the transparent EQ, the transparent compressor, the transparent everything will work on everything. That's something I've been saying for a long time. You can never go wrong with transparent. Preamps, mic, compressors, EQ, converters, color is fun, but it's not as versatile. So if you have a lot of work and a different kind of material landing on your desk, you want to get transparent one first, and then one versatile color unit, which could be a compressor with different transformers, which could be a color box. For example, if you take me, like right now I have 3 EQs. You don't see them because my room is not ready yet. I'm still waiting for the desk, so all my gear is on the floor. You're not seeing it, but I'm surrounded by like 40 units of gear on the floor. But you can see a couple. Here I have the Drummer 9074 as a parametric EQ, which is slightly colored. And then I have my solid state Pultec from West Audio. I also have my super transparent Bax EQ, which is not a Bax EQ, is a MixBus custom made EQ by Nocturne Audio, all switches. That is completely transparent. It has low shelf, low and high shelves, and a mid-band EQ. And it also has 2 different range of gain, half a dB of step and 1 dB of step for each gain knob. And because it's custom made and I wanted exactly that, I wanted versatility, it also has 2 switches to put 2 transformers in the circuit to color the sound. So I have basically a transparent EQ that has a little color box that I can put in and out. That's the best of the both worlds. In a mastering environment, the EQ is the most important? Probably yes, because differently from what most people think, compression in mastering is not that heavy and it's not used all the time, while EQ is used 9 times out of 10. So yes, if you have to have one hardware piece, one high quality hardware piece, I would say you want to get a high-end EQ. And nowadays you can have both worlds. You can have an EQ that is transparent and can also add a little bit of color when needed. But color is fairly easy, while an analog EQ is a pretty complex machine, especially for mastering if you want all switches and recalls. So it's easy to get a fairly transparent EQ with a color box added to it, which, as you said, can be a compressor. Okay, there are several compressors that have different colors, different transformers, different options, or maybe like the Heritage mix knob, so you can dial in the color as you want. But also there are so many good plugins for color, like so many good plugins mastering great for colors. So yeah, I think EQ would be the first unit that you want to get if you're thinking about starting an ideal mastering chain, given the fact that you have a great room and great converters as well, because that's, you know, the main thing, especially for mastering. You want to have a converter, two converters actually, or one that does both, to do what we call pitch and catch. So you go out, you pitch, you go into your hardware, and you catch with the AD. So that needs to be high quality. I personally have and love the Cranesong head, also because it has the color option on board, which are still among the best ever for me. And I don't have the Quantum last version. I have the one before, which is amazing. I'm pretty sure the Quantum is even better. I'll post links on to this in the comment down below, in the info box down below. I also love the Burl, which is colored though, so I wouldn't personally have that one as my main converter. But yeah, EQ is definitely first to get, I would say, because with EQ is the basics of everything. Before reaching for a compressor, if a song can be enhanced, if the dynamics of a song can be enhanced, made better, you do that with EQ, which sounds counterintuitive, but if you have too big of a kick or too big of a bass, you don't go, personally I don't go for a compressor first, or even less for a multiband compressor, which is, again, even more rare in mastering. You go for EQ. So you rebalance the mix before doing more intrusive processes like compression, like saturation, like limiting. And again, when you go to limiting, if you don't have a balanced mix, that's gonna be a problem. The mix is gonna start distorting in the range where you have too much energy, too much power. So definitely an EQ is the first to get. Now, there's an argument that can be made for very, very transparent analog EQs versus digital EQs. Digital EQs works amazing for mastering. Arguably, in some cases, they work better than analog EQ. But analog EQs, again, even the transparent one, I'm thinking about the Mazalek, for example, which is a standard EQ for mastering. All the transparent EQs do add an imprint. Even if it's not really a color, I don't know, it's a feeling. So it's not fair to compare digital to analog in that regard. Because if you want absolute transparency, then you go digital. You go with a transparent analog EQ because there's still something added to it. It's different. There's some kind of phase shift, some kind of added value to it, which is still up there. That's why mastering engineers do have them, because they're not cheap. So it's not like all show and no go. Some of it is. And I will be honest, when you're a pro, the look, the wow factor still has a place for clients, okay? It's a different thing when a clients pay you to do something and, you know, you have a desk full of machines that cost thousands and thousands of dollars. There's also that factor. The hardware still has a place because it does sound different. And it's not the same. The transparent EQ hardware is not the same that the transparent EQ digital, for sure. Then you want a color one because color is fun and color enhances things. So many EQs, the API, for example, the 5500, comes to mind, the Chandler, all the manly massive passive, and the buzz. So many great EQs are out there that are colored. But yes, to answer the question, yes, the EQ is still the main unit in mastering, because EQ as a processing is the default, the first go for rebalance a track, to enhance a track, to solve problems before anything else. Saturation and color are more for enhancing, compression are for problem solving, and again, maybe enhancing, but EQ first, for sure. I hope this answered the question, Trent. I hope this video was useful for all of you guys. If you liked it, please don't forget to leave a like. Leave your comments and questions down below. Questions for the next round of Q&A, for the live stream Q&A, which we'll set up soon. Let me get this room done, because it's been months now, and then we'll get it, I promise. I will put Bella in it because people keep asking about it. And thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and see you next time.